lot of the talk coming in focused on the backcourts, Richard. Both teams have outstanding guard play.
And that means we should see some creative offense. I love skill play in any position, but it's often the guards that will leave you speechless.
Now here's George. Jackson the screen. It's George on the drive. Comes up empty down low. Fast break. Here we go. Over to the wing. Pass to Embiid. So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Off the inbound. And Paul lays it in.
The wily vet Paul able to score down low.
The visitors with the ball. And George with the jam.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard giving up like that? Boy, that is special.
Yeah, he's usually the playmaker, but Paul can knock down a shot like that if you set him up. Now, I know he makes it look easy, but it takes incredible physical tools to pull that off.
Athleticism and explosion. Kicks it out to Wagner. Good. And the assist to Embiid.
Oh, expanding the range. Wagner got his legs into that one.
Well, Grant, if you had to say, is there anything you think is underrated about Embiid?
You know, B.A., I think it's his intelligence. Joel's a heady player. Sometimes big men don't get enough credit for their smarts on the court. Embiid knows the game.
2 on the clock. Here's Jackson. Misses, and you know he wants that one back. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense given the situation. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Pass to Paul. Drops in the 3. Paul's got 8.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Now here's Jokic. And the dunk by Jokic.
He is just an excellent pick-and-roll option. Jokic always uses his high basketball IQ to find and execute the right play. Defense dodged a bullet that time. Total breakdown.
And Irving gets it to go.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Paul for 3. Sinks it from distance. 11 points in the game.
Doesn't come back and fires threes very often. Paul answers that time.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
At the line for 1.
And the free throw, no good. Stolen by Parker. And here's the fast break. From deep, Reeves. Basket is good. Nice setup from Irving.
At this point in time for Reeves, this is just a reflex. He knew he had it the moment he had the ball.
Nails it from 3.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
It's Parker on the attack. And it's in there. And here in the first quarter, a little over 3.5 minutes played. Wagner, right side. Outside Paul. Wagner, outside. He buries it from 3. Wagner's got 9 points.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Back to Reeves. Barnes a screen. Shot is good by Reeves. Reeves has got his second basket.
Nice concentration from Reeves. Never loses focus despite the contact.
Wade drives in. Boom! He jams it straight down.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. Yeah, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Barnes with the rebound. Now here's Reeves. It's Jokic, high post. Parker, left side. Oh, stolen by Embiid. Here's a three from Paul. Wagner. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, they've done quality work on the offensive glass.
High arcing shot. That shot's good by Parker. He's got 6.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Offensive rebound. Pass to Rodman. And stolen by Irving. Parker right side. Outside Reeves. Jokic the screen. Kicks it out to Parker. Shot clock at 3. And stolen by Paul. And here they come. Jacks up a 3. Fires in the triple. Paul's got 14 points for the game.
He just didn't like what he saw inside, so he takes the open transition 3. But if he missed, Coach might have had some words for him.
The scoring is fast and furious as we end the first.
The visiting team, 20.
If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
Well, a big differentiator was their ability to generate offense by pounding the glass.
They're just out-hustling them on the boards, punishing them for refusing to box them out accordingly.
Here's Parker using his post moves to get the 2 points. And the call will be against Austin Reeves. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Wagner on the wing. Here's Wade. Looking at his production, close to 12 points a game. And you think about Jokic's point center game. He's a pioneer, Grant, a one-of-a-kind.
Oh, one-of-a-kind indeed. And historically, very few centers have led their team in assists, and none with the regularity of Jokic. So he's an outlier, but is he a trendsetter? Only time will tell.
Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Oh, a nice slam by the swingman Barnes. His athleticism is his greatest strength.
Pass to Rodman. Reeves with some nice D.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
Here's Parker. Off target from three-point range. And they're on the run. Here's Paul. Jokic grabs the board. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Back to Parker. Floats one. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
The all-around game of Reeves continuing to develop. You just love that pass.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks. Joel Embiid is trying to stay on the court, and to that end, he's lost weight and he's embraced wearing a knee brace. He said, it's the right thing to do, giving me the support for the rest of my career. It may not look as good as it used to, with the jab or the pull-up and all of that stuff, but it'll still work. Brian, back to you.
Trying to stay healthy. Thanks a lot, Allie. And that one's good. Paul. Paul's got 18.
He has been a key factor for them offensively, scoring with consistency.
Pass to Jokic. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Parker. Knocked away. And they're on the break. Paul for 3. And it's Irving with a rebound. Now Paul. Parker defending. Now Paul for 3. Count it. Now 8 for 13 with that basket.
Even with all the threes he nailed in the first quarter, the defense still hasn't made the proper adjustments.
And stolen by Paul. And he drains the quick shot. Paul's got 23 points.
His accuracy is on another level this quarter. Really high-quality shooting.
Yep, count it. Grant, you played in a more physical era of the NBA. Now it seems like the league is trying to strike a balance there.
I think you're spot on, B.A. There's been some back and forth, trying to keep the game free-flowing and physical. The league's trying for the best of both worlds.
Pass to Jokic. Parker outside. Jokic the screen. Outside Reeves. Clock at 6. And here is Irving.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Here's Parker. No good on the triple. Offensive board. So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. A minute 50 left in the first half. 5 on the clock. Embiid misses. And stolen by Paul. Takes a 13-footer. From 15 feet away. Gets a hand on it. The rebound by Jackson. Here's Parker. Outside for Irving. Pass to Parker. There's Jackson with the 3. Hits a three-pointer. Jackson's got his second bucket on the night.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
To the paint. To the middle. Powell with a steal. Jackson outside. Blocked. And the ball ends up out of bounds. Now keep possession. .46 seconds left in the second period. They had a number of cracks at it. Just came away empty-handed. Here's Paul. No good, and they can't put it into the drought.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Powell outside. Back to Parker. He's now 8 for 11 after that made shot.
He's doing everything he can. If they want to win, others have to step up and provide some scoring.
Pass to Paul. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation there on the defense. He's had just one attempt at the line earlier. And the technical free throw is good.
It's tough to find things to not love about Embiid's game. It's so complete. He's a true two-way player who is a nightmare you have to deal with on both ends.
Here's Irving. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
He didn't even look worried about the time on the clock. Nice way to end a quarter.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Here's Wade. Banked it in off the glass. Wade's gotten his second bucket of the game.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Parker with it. To the inside. Out left to the wing. Jokic muscles it down.
Powerful stuff from the Joker. The defense doesn't want any of that, and I don't blame him.
Here's a 3 from Paul. Connects from downtown. Paul's got 26 points.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Inside. It's stolen by Barnes. And here's the fast break. No doubt, the Joker all alone.
With his size and build, Jokic can easily absorb a little contact without being knocked out of rhythm.
Here's Rodman. Barnes with the rebound. Paul with a steal. Here's Rodman. And he elevates for the slam dunk. Scotty Barnes on the receiving end of that one.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a dunk, B.A.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
Yeah, erasing the shot. Barnes saw it coming and gets there to knock it away.
Rodman with a rebound. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And this is where they've struggled.
Yeah, the half court has not been kind to them. Let's see what they run.
They grab their own miss. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. That one on Barnes.
Nice job to go at the rack and force the foul.
Good on the second one. Here's George. He's averaging almost 5 points a game. Here's a three from Paul. And Reeves pulls it down. Here's Irving. Into the lane. And the finish by Irving.
Always ready to put the team first. Reeves wants the ball in the hands of the most ready scorer.
Jokic in the post. Outside for Irving. Here's George. Missed inside.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Richard, when you talk about Austin Reeves, this guy continues to defy expectations.
I still can't believe he was an undrafted free agent. Not only does he score, he shoots an impressive percentage while doing it. It's just an incredible story.
Pass to Rodman. Here's Paul. Shot clock at 6. Releases. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good.
His consistency just hasn't been there this quarter in terms of his shooting.
Oh, I love this guy. Even when they're trailing, he works hard to put on a show.
Hey, that might be just what they need right now. 2 points. That one goes.
And this is a throwback performance from Paul, flat out taking over in a big way right now.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. We might see it. Looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. It's been quite a game for Chris Paul.
He'll just keep hurting them from the three-point land if they let him. Here's a chance for Coach to change that.
Now George. Jackson the screen. George drives in. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Irving. And Irving powers it home.
Now that's how you use the screen right there.
And it leads to a thunderous finish. That was nice.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot. But when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better. You'll take it. He's been off. Still, they're up. So not all is lost.
And they're running. Rodman's shot is good. Rodman's got 9.
Something seemed to click for him at halftime. He's looked a lot more focused, and the game is just easy for him now.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Norman Powell. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. 1:27 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Pass to Rodman. Plenty of space. Oh, and Jackson with the block. George in the post. Driving inside. Back to Lively. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Lively's gotten his first basket of the night.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Embiid from outside. The rebound by Jackson. George peels it out a bit. And they call an illegal screen here.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
You gotta blow the whistle when it's that obvious. Great call there by the official.
Here's Paul. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, Wagner staying active and cashing in on the second chance. Just a heads-up play.
Jackson can't get it to go. Shot clock and game clock. 1 second differential. Outside Paul. Pass to Embiid. Oh, Embiid punishing the basket.
Defense looks helpless against Embiid on that slam. He's just too physical.
George outside. Now Reeves. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth.
Your home team.
Leading by 9. We've got more in store.
49.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. And here's Parker. Yes, it's good.
Tony Parker.
Well, I guess we could give him credit for not getting discouraged. They're still playing hard. He's doing his job out there.
Wagner for 3. And Reeves pulls it down. Pass to Parker. With the floater. The shot no good. Here's Paul. Nails the 16-footer. Paul's got 31 points.
What confidence from the accomplished veteran. Paul doesn't need much space to shoot from the mid-range.
Wade. Reeves with some nice D. Out to the wing. Paul with a steal. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. That one on Barnes.
It's impressive what an enduring talent Chris Paul has been. A lot has changed around the league, but CP3 is still doing his thing and leading his guys to success. For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
Now here's Jokic. Back to Barnes. Embiid with a steal. Here's Wade. It's good. The assist that time from Paul.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
Knocks down the triple.
When he has that much space, he's a pretty good bet to nail the 3.
A clear look for Embiid. The quick look, no good that time.
Every player goes through this. When your shots aren't going down, it can ding your confidence.
And that's how you lead a team, literally.
And it's Irving with a rebound.
Well, he better buy his teammates dinner tonight because they've covered him for what has been a terrible, absolute terrible shooting display.
Outside Reeves. Pass to Jokic. Paul for 3. It's hauled in by Nikola Jokic.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Outside Barnes. To There's 5 to shoot. Jokic outside. Ooh, the 3 doesn't go. How about the unselfishness of this team?
Yeah, the willingness to make the next pass has this defense scrambled.
But inside, Embiid just has all the tools for success. The height, the power, and more importantly, the tenacity.
Paul! Yes, sir, with the 3.
He's just lighting them up in this game. The D's going to have to extend a little bit more, or he's going to keep knocking them down from deep.
Parker outside. Now Irving. Barnes fires. Wagner with the rebound.
And the defense gets bailed out by the miss. He usually converts that.
Wade drives in. A thunderous two-hander with authority.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Parker outside. And he can't stop the run as that misses. That's good for Paul.
The thing I love about Chris Paul is that he is so focused on making his teammates better. Every team would love to have a floor general like that.
Outside Jokic. Now Reeves. Embiid with a steal. Chris Paul. There's a minute 17 left in the fourth quarter. Chalk up 2 there. Paul's got 40 points.
Sometimes you just got to do it yourself. Chris Paul calling his own number.
Here's Wagner. And stolen by Irving. With the teardrop. And there's the layup. Good. They have really been in control of this one.
You don't want to get complacent here.
Paul with it. 6 to shoot. On the wing, Wade. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation.
To the away team.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. And he racks up 2. Well, Grant, it's obvious who's been in control of this game.
You know, you really have to appreciate their relentlessness.
Here's Paul. Clock at 6. And they turn it over. The shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds.
Substitution on the court.
And so they get the victory.